It's time now for a look at the latest in local news. In the news, day 3 of the early voting for the Wayne County Board of Education's East Bloss is in the books, and then on Wednesday, another 26 registered voters voted, which brings the 3-day total to 99 votes. It's a yes or no vote to renew the East Bloss, which runs out in June of 2024. If passed, it's projected to raise $30 million over a 5-year period. Superintendent and Board of Education have stated that their top 2 projects will be to build an ROTC center and a new agricultural facility. Other money will be spent at the discretion of the superintendent and the Board of Education. Improving athletic facilities has been a topic of discussion, with the decision to be made in the near future by the Board of Superintendents to either renovate JC Stadium or to build a new stadium across the street from the high school. Once again, that decision has not been made at this time. The early voting time is Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. It runs all the way up until March 17th, 3 weeks of early voting. Early voting taking place this Saturday, March 4th as well. Also next Saturday, March the 11th. The time of the early voting is from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The voting place is the Hall Richardson Recreation Center, located 660 North 4th Street. Once again, early voting today from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Once again, the early voting continues up until March the 17th. GBI investigating the death of Casper Denise Lopez, age 44, who was an inmate at the Wayne County Jail back on February 9th. Was found collapsed on the floor of the jail by her cellmate, who notified detention officers of the need for medical attention. Jail nurse responded to the holding cell, began to check inmate Lopez's vitals. After a short time, EMTs were requested and Ms. Lopez was transported to Wayne Memorial Hospital, where further treatment was received. The medical staff at the hospital determined that Ms. Lopez's condition requested special treatment, and she was transferred to a hospital in Gainesville, Florida, where she passed away at 1:20 p.m. on February the 19th. Medical examiner's office has ruled the cause of death as a stroke. Again, Ms. Lopez was 44 years of age. Sheriff Mosley says the assistance of the GBI was requested back on February 10th due to the incident occurring within the confines of the Wayne County Jail. There's been no suspicion of any irregularities occurring in this incident, and Mosley says the Sheriff's Department is cooperating fully with the investigation by the GBI in an effort to attain transparency. Once again, the investigation is ongoing. Inmate 44-year-old Casper Denise Lopez collapsing on the jail floor back on February the 9th. Passing away at a hospital in Gainesville, Florida on February 19th. Once again, the medical examiner has ruled the cause of death as a stroke, and the GBI investigating at this time. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned. This past Monday in a couple of called meetings, one was an informational session with the Altamar River and Leisure and Services Authority, who wanted to meet with the commission and share their vision of an ecotourism site down at the Altamar River with an extended boardwalk and nature center. Bottom line, to use nature to drive people to visit Wayne County and use the Altamar River as the valuable resource it is. On the authority's Chairman Mickey Thomaston, Vice Chair Larry Brantley, the Treasurer is Alan Volske, Lindsey Thomas is on the committee, also Doug Lewis, Jason Powell, Robert Arnold, and Janet Gordle, the Secretary. Once again, no decisions were made at the Monday meeting. Board members Tim Hopkins and Mike Gordon not able to be present. One issue discussed was what's the purpose of this authority. The authority believes its purpose is to work on the vision that they have worked with the Carl Vinson Institute of Georgia in creating a vision of bird watching and nature center to educate people about the river, have kayak excursions, and more. Cost always an issue, and this authority has sought grants, is seeking more grants. Question came up about who pays to get a well repaired. Here was part of the discussion on why the authority was created, its purpose, as there seems to be some confusion at the meeting on why the authority was created in the first place. It was part of the lengthy discussion this past Monday.
I thought we were going to get it all and rent that out to budget us. Instead, and I'm like, Mickey, we need to hold that money for our growth, with our building and all, but that money could subsidize our maintenance and not cost the county anything.
No, the fix for it was 2 years ago when the tourism board offered to take on that whole project out there. There's no reason in the world that didn't happen. That was a cost-saving mechanism, and it would have promoted the best of Wayne County. That's right.
Well, and also the concessionaire that we were looking for, they were going to spend $30,000 out of their pocket to renovate the building down there because of the ADA compliance and everything with the bathrooms and all that. And in turn, the county wound up paying for the building, for the porches around it. We paid for the shelter up top. We paid for remodeling the bathrooms and getting them ADA compliant. We helped on the road, the new road that goes around there, and we have I believe that electric bill for the water is in our name, correct? Don't we pay that? So we have supplied water for 2 years, and the sampling of the water that has to be done monthly, and those samples have to be sent off. I myself have had community water before, and that winds up being around $1,500 a year, but that does not include the chemicals, because it has to have chemicals injected into that system. That's what we're trying to figure out is the reason this authority I thought was developed was to take the burden off of the county. I realize that it's going to be an asset to the county, but I just want to make sure whatever we're doing, the taxpayers don't look at us, because just like Larry was saying, y'all were going to use the fairground building to generate funds. Well, that's what we thought the campground was going to do. And maybe it's not doing as good as it was.
And it's
or
not,
should.
because it's,
Well, no,
it's fairly
I think
new.
the campground's doing as good as it's gonna do. I asked, all right, there's 2 ways to look at it. You have about 4 or 5 campers there. The fee is comparable to the one across the bridge over in Long County. Asked the concessionaire, do we need to do something different to make sure we stay full? And he said, no, you don't want all of those people. You don't want that clientele. So I think you gotta ask yourself, do you wanna make money, or do you wanna do what's right for the area in Wayne County? So do we want any and every kind of person that we can get in the campground? I mean, I don't know that. Are you just interested in making $2,000 a month, or do you want this vision to happen?
If you'll stick with this vision, it will take care of itself in the long run. This will bring all the benefits that can come from it. But if you look at it as a cash cow, then you need to start building Ferris wheels and something like that.
If you're trying to look at it on the side of we're just trying to take the burden off, then we don't need to exist. Y'all just need to manage the ins and outs.
No, this meeting needs to happen. This meeting needs to happen because is it just to take the burden off the county? Or is it this vision here? I didn't even know about that vision. And I think myself pretty well engaged in Wayne County. So this is the best place for something like this to happen because it's open dialogue. But my question is, that fairground, the fairground, why isn't that generating income, and who needs it, and who's going to make it?
I don't know, that's not ours. I don't know.
Should it be?
I don't necessarily want it.
Okay, that's what I need to know.
That doesn't mean we wouldn't take it, I don't know. Now, we have presented to the commissioners on this before, and then it's been all over the newspaper. So I don't want you to think we have not come out.
I don't think that at all. I'm here for informational purpose. There's a lot of things in Wayne County going on, but there's no way that one person can know all of it. And it's not your job to make sure I understand something.
Okay.
But it is our job, because we all committed to Wayne County, to get in a room and have an open discussion and go, what is the next right thing for Wayne County? Obviously, that vision is.
And
Once again, that part of the discussion this past Monday with the Altamont River Leisures and Services Authority, the Wayne County Commissioners were on hand. Again, no decisions made. It was informational purpose only, as the authority wanted to seek, 1, the county support in the vision down at the landing, 2, determine who's responsible for what when it comes to cost. Again, the repair of the well was discussed, but never stated who pays to repair it. Is it the counties or is it the authorities? Once again, the authority wants to make certain that they have other government agencies on board with this vision, because they say if they do not have everybody on board, they don't need to exist. The Wayne County Commissioners have their meeting set for this coming Monday, March the 6th. On the agenda, under presentations and announcements, Donnie Ray with the Hazardous Mitigation Plan and Evacuation Zones. Under old business, consider approved policy for procedures for compensation of volunteer firefighters. Consider approved special event permit for Hospice of South Georgia. Under new business, consider approved bids for the 2023 LMIG. Consider approved clarifying number of employees for EMS. Consider approved dates for boat races at Lake Grace. Consider approved land purchases. Discussion of Piney Grove Community Center and Mount Pleasant Community Center. Consider approve appointing 2 commissioners to negotiate the SPLOST with other municipalities. Consider approve appointing 2 county representatives to the Homeless Task Force. Consider approve amending the 2022 budget. Consider approve amendment to Power Line Road Closure Agreement. And consider approve resolution for 401A Senior Management Defined Contribution Plan. Under appointments, Chief Register Robbie Smart has resigned. items with the county administrator, items with commissioners, executive session, discuss personnel, all that set for this coming Monday, 6 p.m. at the county commissioners meeting room. We'll be back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes and news, the Altamont River Run by the Wayne County Board of Tourism set for Saturday, March 25th. They're taking sign-ups at this time. Paddle begins that morning at 8:30 at the Upper County Landing. Paddlers have the choice of 2 takeout points. A 11-mile paddle takes out at Pig Farm, Oglethorpe Landing. A 16-mile paddle takes out at JC Landing. Those taking out at JC Landing can also enjoy the Dogwood Festival, which will take place that weekend at the JC Fairgrounds. Registration is $10 per paddler. Children 10 under paddle for free with a registered adult. Altamont River Expeditions has canoe and kayak rentals for $45 each. You can contact them at 912-294-3604. Shuttles will be available from the takeout points, with the shuttle leaving JC Landing at 8 o'clock, Oglethorpe Landing at 8:15. Registration forms are available at the Jesup Train Depot, or you can go online on the Tourism Board website, waynetourism.com. There is no online registration this year. Bring your hats, sunscreen, and snack lunch, and enjoy the spring beauty of the river. Altamont River Run again Saturday, March 25th. And the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce selling tickets for their 14th annual Taste of Wayne. Tickets available at the Chamber, $50 for members, $75 for guests. Again, a night at the races is the theme. Again, it takes place Thursday, April 13th, 6 to 10 p.m. at Coastal Pines Technical College. If you're interested in a ticket, call the Chamber at 427-2028. That's going to do it for the latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan, have a great day.